cracking. I'm out here in the UK. I'm straight out of Compton tour, man. Much love. And you know you rocking with, man. It's Lil Easy E, and we about that online. So we finna get it cracking, man.
Legends live forever. Co-signing my man Master P. No limit forever.com. Understand the flavor, kid. Been putting in for the NO forever since day one. Sending it straight, baby. See how it's C murder, super shocker. All are true. You know what I mean? No limit for life, kid. Shout out my man P. Hardest in the game, baby. Respect that. Shout out to Fonzo doing it for the UK. It's your boy Westwood 1. Cool.
True records, Chopper City. See Murder BG about to do this thing. Y'all heard us. It's for the real. Straight gutter, you know? Feel this here. New Orleans.
This man was demonized from literally the day he was arrested. The chief law enforcement officer makes a statement to the police that this is a man who's living his name. C Murder.
Peace, family. Appreciate everybody checking in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. But if you haven't already, hit that notification bell to be notified for new drops and content. We've been asked by some of the fans to do this video for Corey Miller, aka C Murder, and we're definitely representing for C all the time, one of the truest ones that have put it down in the rap game. So Corey Miller was born March 9th, 1971, better known by his stage name C Murder, an American rapper, songwriter, producer, author. He gained his fame in the mid-90s as a part of No Limit Records alongside his brother Master P, and primarily as a member of the supergroup TRU. So C went on to release several solo albums through No Limit and his own label TRU Records, including a platinum album, Life or Death, and he also released 9 albums altogether on 6 different labels, No Limit Records, True Records, with distribution from Koch Asylum, RBC, and Venti Uno. So in 2002, it's been widely reported that C was arrested in connection with an incident involving a 16-year-old, and he was sentenced to life in prison on August 14th, 2009. And he has always maintained his innocence, and there's been a lot of controversy surrounding the case, involving several witnesses coming forward in 2018, recanting their statements, claiming that they had been pressured into testifying against him by authorities. C's always maintained his innocence, as has his brothers, Master P, Silk the Shocker, and the rest of the No Limit family. And, you know, they've all called for numerous trials multiple times. You know, they've pushed for appeals. They've, you know, been constantly supporting, trying to get some light shed on the case. You know, C himself has also served in the U.S. military and spent time in the Gulf War as a medic. And he got his name, some say, from seeing a lot of death and stuff. And one thing, they used a lot of C's image and music against it, which I think was wrong, because at the end of the day, you know, we watch movies and entertainment and stuff like that. And you see guys like Arnold Schwarzenegger, he killed so many people in the movies, and still he could go on to be a governor, where he's not judged and condemned by his art, where I feel as though C, being an artist, gets a bad flat, where people paint him with a negative light, where he was a family man and stuff. At the end of the day, did he make some bad choices in life? Yeah. Has everybody made bad choices in life? Yep. But at the end of the day, for what they got him locked down for, he wasn't guilty of. Another thing that was been, you know, hurtful to the case is false reports and stuff online in the media, people putting out false reports and speculation and stuff, you know, lying and stuff and saying things happened that didn't.
They have no more witnesses. Both witnesses has already came and recanted their statement. So I have Corey Lawyer here, and y'all, I love y'all for showing up and representing.
There's a lot of stuff that's been widely reported about the case that wasn't true. You know, even with the legal issues, at one point he was released for a short period of time, and then they re-upheld the conviction and sent him back to jail. And then he had to push a final appeal to the Supreme Court, and they still argued and fought against him, which, you know, a lot of this was highlighted on the No Limit Chronicles documentary and stuff, which helped bring more attention to C's case. After No Limit Chronicles, C's case and attention was picked up in the media by Kim Kardashian, who would went on to speak and shed a lot of light in the case, saying that she's going to be working on raising some awareness on what happened.
Free Corey Miller. That's the message tonight from Kim Kardashian West, who is now advocating for the release of New Orleans rapper C. Murder. The reality star says she feels that C. Murder was wrongfully convicted of murder and sentenced to life in prison. Tonight, only on 6, WDSU's Christina Watkins talked to one of Miller's daughters about the latest push to free her father.
Turbulent. Like, that's one thing I would define my childhood as.
It's been a challenging 18 years for Alexis Miller and her sisters. That's how long their dad, New Orleans rapper Corey Miller, better known as C. Murder, has been locked up.
We always kind of expected him to be coming home soon because that's always what he would tell us. He would always be filing appeals and working on his case.
Miller is facing life without parole for the 2002 killing of Steve Thomas at a Harvey nightclub. However, Miller continues to maintain his innocence, and now someone with a pretty big name is stepping in to help get him out of prison. Kim Kardashian West.
18 years to the day, we get the call that, she's interested, she's looking over everything.
On Sunday, Kim Kardashian tweeted in part, quote, "Since his trial, witnesses have recanted. New evidence of his potential innocence has come to light, and there are claims of jurors being pressured into voting to convict. True justice for the young man requires that the person who actually killed him be held responsible, and that Corey Miller is returned home to his kids." Those closest to Miller said, "It's about time."
She has a proven track record. Her people took a look at the case, and just like everybody else, wondering why is he still in prison.
The whole city Corey not guilty. You know what I'm saying? The judge, the jury.
Miller's daughter said her dad just wants to be home to spend time with his family, and they all think Kim Kardashian may be the needed push for that to finally happen.
She's done way more in a short amount of time than anyone else has been able to do, and it's been genuine and it's been consistent, and it's just made him so optimistic and hopeful.
In New Orleans, Christina Watkins, WDSU News.
Corey Miller was accused of shooting and killing Steve Thomas and Harvey back in 2002. He was convicted in 2003 for second-degree murder, but was granted a new trial after prosecutors allegedly withheld information about witnesses. And in 2009, a jury again convicted Miller of second-degree murder. That verdict was 10-2, not unanimous, which at the time was allowed under Louisiana law. Fast forward to 2018, that's when two key witnesses in Miller's trial recanted their original testimony, claiming they were pressured to lie under oath. If you'd like to read much more about Miller's case, including the signed affidavits from these two witnesses, go right now to WDSU.com.
A lot of people, including Lil Boozy, have spoke on C, feeling that he should have been pardoned, especially recently when we've seen a string of rappers become pardoned for certain things. And some have made it a point to point out that his case is a state case, not a federal case, so it has different implications. So with that being said, it's brought to our attention that everybody has to focus attention towards the governor of that particular state, and that's where the proverbial pressure needs to be applied. So C. Murder was charged for the Steve Thomas incident, and they claimed he caused a disturbance at another club, which is where the footage came from. So it's apparently him in the footage that they say, and the footage is online, that he tried to shoot a nightclub owner who had denied him entry. Now, this is something he served time for, and, it explained his situation and stuff. So it's not something that they should use, and people use it online to this day to try and paint him in a negative light.
The plea bargain for that, Dr. Tom did his time for that. They took that, gave him a cool plea bargain so he could ultimately, so they can put that footage out for the next case. That's what it was about. Now, it's sad because that's not how it's supposed to be done. But so he's back there basically, and I think it's wrong because it could be your child, it could be her, it could be you. And I think we have to fight for that part of it because, and C's gonna be okay, C's gonna come home, so he's gonna be okay eventually. And the system's gonna probably break down because of it, because they went through so much to actually, get him convicted, right? But so he took the other thing as a man, and then this part is really sad to watch because, knowing he didn't do it, and he has some really bad luck with his lawyers, the system, and it's just tough to watch it. But I think he'll be okay though. Took all these young men, pulled you over, you 15 years old, boom, locked you up, so his counterpart could make money off of these kids in the state, because it was a private owned business, right? So I feel like he got busted, and so they got people in Louisiana right now, judges who got busted for laundering and bribery. So it's gonna come a time that they gotta be seen for that. So, and I think it's been happening so long that all the prisoners where I see at is like fighting with him, because he's the only person that can probably get it noticed. Because they've been doing this for years, man. I know some people up there that I'm like 30, 25 years since I was like 14, they up there, and I know they ain't do it. So, but it's a system, and so the system, it has to break, and I think he might be the one to do it. Because they told me to keep out of it low key, but now we all full forward, because we feel like if we didn't say nothing, he would come home. And so the first trial, he came home, so they retried him again. So now, like about this is his last appeal, so we gonna fight for him, because the lawyers was like, oh, don't say nothing, blah blah blah. But they're not playing fair. You know what I'm saying? So we got to get involved in it.
When's the appeal?
It's probably coming up like in a month or so.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So we on top of it.
So in 2003, when he was convicted of Stephen slaying, new evidence about the credibility of the witnesses came out, and C-Murder ended up being allowed a retrial, and he was subsequently placed on house arrest in 2009, where he pleaded no contest to 2 counts of attempted second-degree murder in connection to a Baton Rouge case. After various testimonies and messy retrial, they convicted him again, which, there's a lot that just doesn't seem right about this case. Like, they've gone to so much extremities to keep this guy locked down. Witnesses have recanted. A lot of people got promotions during the case. The people that have come forward and said that they had seen somebody else who was the shooter. There's people that actually have come forward and said, I think that they had something to do with it, and it was dispelled. So a woman who was a key prosecution witness testified that she did not see C-Murder have anything to do with it, and she seen another man with a gun before the shooting. But when you look into the case, there's like so much crazy stuff that happened. They say the whole system is corrupt, is what the Master P has went on to say. He said he thinks the judge wanted to change things, but there's a lot of mess and stuff that's going on, man. So we know that they expunge people's records in order to get them to testify and stuff, and a lot of shady business.
Did you see the guy who shot him?
He was dark-skinned, real dark. So I knew he wasn't C-Murder.
What did he testify to at that trial?
Man, unlike Corey Miller right there, that's the one that shot him. I was like, oh my God, to see his family just looking at me and hurt. I never did nothing like that before, and I just, I'm about to cry because y'all just tell me this would have hurt my life.
Now you're recanting your testimony, correct?
Yes.
Why did you lie?
Because I was looking at serious time. I was looking at 10 years. That's what they were going to try to give me.
Wow.
When I could turn back the hands of time, I wouldn't have did it. And in that moment, I felt like that's what I had to do.
So you've been living with this lie for years.
Yes. My family turned against me because I put them in harm's way. I just want my life back, and I want this man to get his life back for the gunshot.
Did you see the guy who shot him?
He was dark-skinned, real dark. So I knew he wasn't C-Murder.
What did he testify to at that trial?
So there we see, this has been posted by Cutboy G. De Niro, who's, been a long supporter of C, holding him down and holding down business affairs with True Records. So as we see, that was one of the guys himself, and this was featured on the No Limit Chronicles documentary, who admitted that he lied, recanted his testimony and stuff. So you would think, given those circumstances and all the corruption and ills and stuff that have been around this case, that they would free that man. So we just want to shed light. We ain't trying to throw nobody under the bus or anything like that. But at the end of the day, C deserves to be freed. And once again, I reiterate, some people say even when we put up music or certain things that always it's negative for his case. But at the end of the day, he has the right to be an artist like anybody else. Doesn't express himself. That doesn't mean he should be condemned for something that he didn't do based on the type of art that he makes. There's a lot of people that like horror movies and stuff like that and watch like crazy stuff, but that doesn't mean, they have a particular mentality. And in regards to some of the other footage and stuff that's going out there, I don't think people should be using, wrong footage of somebody when they was younger and probably goofing around in a certain situation and made a mistake to charge them for the rest of their life for it. So I just want to say, stay prayed up, stay supportive of C.
See, my grandson I raised from a baby, and he was not raised wrong.
If you want to follow more of what's going on with C, you can check out his social media. You can shop and support it through his Shopify, True Bassolini. And don't forget, you can definitely check out the Free Corey Miller petition settled by his daughters. Sign the petition, every little helps. I know a lot of people are saying systemic racism and stuff, but we got a voice, we got to use it. So peace to the family. We're praying that we see C free real soon. We're definitely happy that Mac has returned home and should be exonerated of his charges. And we hope to see C get the justice that he deserves and return to his family.
I want everybody here, I thank y'all for being here today. This is a peaceful event. Corey got his head up, he in good spirits. It's time for him to come home, an innocent man. You know what I'm saying? They have no more witnesses. Both witnesses has already came and recanted their statements. So I have Corey lawyer here, and y'all, I love y'all for showing up and representing.
Just on behalf of Corey, I spoke to him earlier today. He's cautiously optimistic. He is in good spirits. He's still doing his good work while incarcerated because he's keeping his spirits alive. It's pretty neat to see all this support because I've met with the DA a couple of times already. I'm getting the conversations going, and a lot of the times you feel like you're fighting against the world. And so it's nice to know there's a lot of support out there because Corey deserves it. Justice needs to be served for the family of that victim, but an innocent man in jail for something he didn't do is no justice. So it's time for us to,
Free Corey Miller!
Yeah.
Free Corey Miller! 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 I just want to say one thing. I want to say one thing here for everybody in New Orleans. What I want this to be about is a lot of innocent people that is incarcerated. Yes. Corey told me, if somebody committed a crime, they should be incarcerated. I mean, he's a tough guy. He's not perfect. None of us are perfect, but he told me, he said, big brother, I know I made a lot of mistakes. I named myself what I named myself. I did this. I've been convicted for my music. But you know what? That can't stop an innocent man. And music is not a crime, and naming yourself is not some crime. Evidence shows that he is innocent. We can't wait to get him home. We love y'all.
What's up, it's your big homie, Edie Amin, a.k.a. Edie Dom.
Young Noble, outlaw for life, kicking with the homie Fonzie. BDTV, man, and it's outlaw for life. Machiavelli live on, Killer Gaddafi live on.
Peace, family. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and check us out on about.online.com. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook for exclusive playlists and social media for all different types of segments and content.